And we are live. Hi guys. We are live on our YouTube channel. I'm here with Kim and Jonna of Knit with Kim and Jonna. Hi, how you doing, ladies?
Good, how are you?
Can you hear me well?
Yep, great.
Great. So this is very exciting. Is actually your first live. You do a lot of wonderful things on your YouTube channel, but this is the first time that you actually go live, because you normally record your episodes, right?
Yeah, so we're a little nervous. We don't want to say anything really silly.
No, not here. There's nothing silly. I mean, we are going to have fun.
This time. It'll be right on the screen.
Yeah.
So if everybody's watching, we have a live chat going on. We are going to read the chat. If you have any question, tell us where you're coming from. And so this is a special episode to talk about the knit along that we start in early June. But before we go into all of the samples, the yarn and everything else, I want to talk to Kim and Jonna. Oh, and Jonna, sorry. I think I will say Jonna a few times.
Yeah.
So who is Kim and who is Jonna?
I'm Jonna.
And I'm Kim.
And you are Knit with Kim and Jonna.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about yourself first, because I mean, actually, if you're joining us, I'm Paola from mYak. I know we have a lot of new followers on YouTube, also migrating from your channel. And so I just want to welcome everybody. I'm so happy that you can join us today, or if you watch this later on, it's still very nice to meet you. And so I am here with a YouTuber expert, with Kim. Let's start, Kim. Let's start with you.
Okay.
So who is Kim?
Who am I? I'm Kim, and what do I say? I am married. I have 3 adult children, 7 grandchildren. I learned to knit over 30 years ago, right around when my first baby was born in 1988. And my whole knitting career, I've basically been knitting for other people, and mainly for kids and babies and baby blankets and maybe a hat or a scarf here and there, but I had never really knitted for myself until I met Jonna. And she was a new knitter, and she's knitting all these things for herself. So that's basically my knitting career. As far as other things, I've been a professional dancer. I've owned a restaurant. For the most recent 20 plus years, I worked at a nursery school and taught gymnastics. And I retired from that right before COVID, thinking I was going to focus more on knitting or gardening. And then I just sat at home for a year and a half because of COVID. And then Jonna and I decided to start our channel.
That's, well, you know, in less than a minute, you just gave us a lifetime of different activities, one more special than the other. I mean, and you sing as well, right?
Yes, I sing a little bit.
So she sings and knits, she dances and knits. She's she's doing everything and knit at the same time. And I think the fact that you put together the YouTube channel, and within a few months, you sort of flourished with your channel, and I want, for both of you, I think is because you're so natural and spontaneous, and you just put content out there, and is a wonderful things to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're actually really surprised. We thought, and we say this on our channel all the time, we literally thought it would be our family and friends, and we might have to pay them to watch, honestly. So I don't even think we thought beyond the first episode. Yeah. We just kind of take it one episode at a time.
Yep.
Well, before we go to Jonna, I'm monitoring the chat, so I actually see what you're saying. So if you see with my eyes down, is because I'm watching. There are people from all over. It's incredible. From even from Italy in the middle of the night, Ohio, Canada, is from everywhere. From New Zealand, from Australia, Ontario. I can see them, and there's a lot of comments. So
now I'm getting more nervous.
And again, before we go to Jonna, I just want to mention that Kim and Jonna are live from one of my favorite local yarn store, Pick Up Every Stitch in Mt Kisco. And Karen and Felicia are hidden behind. Can you peek in just for a second? Hi, Felicia. Hi, Karen.
They're knitting.
I think this is, it's wonderful that Pick Up Every Stitch, which is an amazing store, has opened the door and not only works with mYak really closely, and we became friends, but has opened the door to your YouTube channel as well. So quite often you do record from that, and you have this beautiful wall of yarn that is so happen to be a lot of mYak yarn, of course, behind you. Let's talk about you, Jonna. So who is Jonna?
Married, 3 adult children, 5 grandchildren, and I spent most of my life writing academic textbooks.
She's so smart.
Yeah, she has the interesting, glamorous life. No, I write educational material. So that's what I did for most.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was in grad school for epidemiology, and my dad got sick, and I dropped out of grad school because I wanted to spend more time with him. He lives with us, and I took up knitting. So I tell everyone I dropped out of grad school to start knitting.
Oh, I can also wrap my hand around the fact that you're both grandmothers. I mean, seriously, I think you're the coolest. It's both of you. I don't know, how can you be grandmothers? I mean, really. And you said 5 grandchildren. I mean, I have a small daughter and I can hardly manage that. I don't know how you manage that. But anyway, somebody's asking what the dog is. I guess, Felicia, is that your dog?
No, Karen's dog, Pearl. She's our mascot.
Pearl. Yes, I guess Pearl once in a while appears in your chats. And hi from Texas and Vienna as well. Literally, it's midnight in Vienna. Wow, look at that. Anyways, they were so excited. I know we were very nervous about doing this live, but I think we can kick it off. So maybe we should talk about how we met, because people will say, what are these people doing? So who wants to talk?
Well, I don't know if you remember, but my next door neighbor was a knitter, and she said, will you come to this mYak trunk show with me? And I wasn't a knitter at the time. I did some crocheting. I'm generally a crafty person, a lot of sewing. And I said, yeah, I'll go to the city with you. And we went and we looked at your gorgeous yarn, and you were there. So that was the first time I met you. But
how many years ago was that?
That was probably a good 4 to 5 years.
It was 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Yeah. Well, 4, not more than 5. Yeah, before COVID, like a year, because that's when I had the showroom in the West Village.
Exactly. And and then I met you again here at Pick Up Every Stitch, of course. So
yeah, I think it's nice that Pick Up Every Stitch has been sort of a catalyst place. Can you say that? Again, if you're watching me for the first time, remember, I'm Italian, I'm not a native speaker. So if I say something funny or weird, just go with it. And so we have started working with Pick Up Every Stitch with Felicia for quite a few years. We actually met in Germany the first time when we were at a trade show, and she came over and she said, what about this yarn? What is it? I want it in my store. And that's how the story started of our collaboration. And recently I was with Amy at Pick Up Every Stitch for a trunk show, and that's where I met again Jonna, and she was there with Kim. But before that, Felicia had mentioned your YouTube channel to me, and I just said, oh, okay, I don't really have time to watch much, because we're doing our own things, busy with life and everything else. But I started watching, and I sort of got glued on the screen by doing other things. So, in the evening cooking, I must say, I was preparing dinner and watching. I said, oh, these ladies are so good. And then I just met you, and I met you there. And I think there was a natural connection. I don't know if you felt the same, but I thought it was quite nice to, it felt natural, feel spontaneous, nothing pushed or organized or anything. And I said, why don't we do something together? and we thought about doing a knit along with with our yarns to start with, and then I said, oh, why don't we do something? And then actually you, Kim, maybe you were planning to do something. I think you were working on one of Isabell's design, correct?
Yes, I just finished the Yum. I was
the Yum in another yarn. We have to say that she was not knitting in my yarn.
No, I wasn't.
But we can forgive her for that just for now, as long as she.
Before we talked about the middle, I started something else in mYak. So yeah.
Yes, don't worry. I'm just joking, of course. And so I said, wow, if you love Isabell Kramer, why don't I call her up and see whether she wants to join in this? And first we thought about doing something small, and then we thought, why don't we do it all summer? Because so we can stay together, we can knit together, even if we are in different continents. Like you see, I just saw somebody's from Denmark come in. Is Liz Met from Denmark is here, and New Orleans, I can see them. So it's bringing people from all over the world. Coming together. I hope you can see me because it says my connection is a bit.
We can see you.
Unstable. Okay, and actually, do you mind if I just leave for a second? Can you just talk a little bit more about the KAL? I just need to do one thing. I'm sorry, this is live, so we have to do it. My husband is on the phone, so I have to stop him.
Yeah.
That's all. Go ahead.
I think Paula suggested the Dingley Dell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isabell just said hi.
Oh, Isabell's on. Hi,
Wow.
Isabell.
Hi.
So yeah, I think we were thinking summer knit along because it's going into summer here, and I love V-neck, and obviously V-neck, short sleeve, it's summer, lightweight. So we said something like that to Paula, and she immediately suggested Dingley Dell, and we looked at it and we thought it was so cute because you can knit it without stripes, you can knit it long sleeve, short sleeve. I think it would be cute plain, just with the contrast color in the ribbing. That would be cute too.
And seeing everybody's combinations on Ravelry, I'm rethinking my choice. Yeah. So I think people are inspired by us, but I don't know. We're super inspired by our viewers.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely going to knit the Dingley Dell first, but I also, even before we even talked about doing a KAL, or I even maybe it was the day I met you, I actually purchased or put on hold because I couldn't afford it in that moment, yarn for the Sabela. This is the shop sample, but I have been just eyeing this for the last few months, and so if I can accomplish 2 during the KAL,
that would be amazing. Yes.
First, and then I'll do the Sabela.
Nice.
And
mYak Medium. I use mYak Medium to make my super simple summer sweater by Joji Locatelli. And at that time, I was, a pretty new knitter. And so, I'm sure it was Felicia. They were all knitting in mYak Medium. And so, I wanted to jump on that bandwagon. But it's just one of my most worn sweaters. And I'm just so impressed by the quality of the yarn and how there's not a single pill on it. It looks as good as the day I finished it. So I would love to learn more about the process and what makes your yarn so
special. I think it's actually the sweater that you mentioned, the super simple summer sweater, is one of the sample that both Karen, Felicia, you, and a couple of other people from Pick Up Every Stitch. And I remember coming up one time where I think the first time actually that I visited Felicia, and it was an event and a trunk show that we did, and I had 4 people in front of me wearing that beautiful Joji sweater. And one of the comments that we keep getting is the fact that a mYak medium, it does not peel. And the reason why it does not peel is because how the process is made at the beginning in Tibet already. So what we do when we get the fiber, and I won't go into all the details, and if you watch some of our previous episodes, you will see the story of mYak. But when we source the fiber from the nomads, and we work with a cooperative of over 1,000 families high up on the Tibetan plateau, when we saw the baby yak is a very short fiber, but what we do, we dehair it. We separate the coarse hair from the finer hair, and we do the same with our cashmere, and that's the reason why the cashmere has more that cottony feeling, but it does not peel like a lot of the cashmere on the market. And so we separate the coarse hair from the fine hair. You see, I'm Italian. I always use my hands. I can see myself on the screen. And so that's the first stage already. So all of that fluffy hair, the short hair that makes yarn peel, especially cashmere, is not there anymore. So what we do, we just give it back to the nomads. They recycle it. They use it to stuff mattresses for the monasteries, so it doesn't go to waste. And we just bring the best of the best. We ship it to Italy, where we do all of the spinning and the rest of the production. This is really in a nutshell, but that's why it is, it's very nice and soft. And also our yarn really blooms. And I think you all notice it really blooms after you block it and wash it, because we don't use any of the chemicals and softeners and paraffin to plump it up in the skein. Sometimes you go in a store and you see these beautiful, beautiful, nice skeins. And our skeins, they are pretty good too, but they might not look as soft as others. They look beautiful, but they don't look as soft. But then when you wash it and block it, that's really how the yarn blooms. There's so much going on in the chat. It's incredible. Thank you, Karen and Felicia, for helping out, and Amy as well. I can see a lot of questions, a lot of comments. We will try to get to it. But did you mention, so we started the KAL, we'll start it now on the 2nd of June. I'm sorry, I know we mentioned on the 1st, but being my silly me, I double book myself for the 1st. So we will have to have the launch party on the 2nd of June instead of, we are going to have a big party for that. Well, it's going to be a virtual party at least. So people, did you mention about the Ravelry group and what are the rules? You want to do that?
Yeah. You're the Ravelry master.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I figured out how to make a group, I don't know, a couple months ago. And then I thought, well, okay, well, we'll go in, and I guess I just started a new thread. So yeah, I did that. And
I finally figured out how to join it.
And there's tons of comments, so I must have done something right. So yeah. So yes, we have a Ravelry group, and those links should be in all of our social media. And
yes, and we will link everything down below as well in after the chat, because the chat is being recorded. The live is being recorded. We will put everything in the description box, and if you're there, just hit the subscribe button as well. Just don't forget to do that. We will put all the links. So we have a Ravelry group under the Knit with Kim and Jonna group Ravelry, and you can post if you want to. You can post. You can join the KAL. You can join and be quiet in your home and just watch and follow. You don't have to be social at all. You don't have to post it about it. Just enjoy it and knit along with us. So the KAL is on Ravelry. If you do not want to use Ravelry, we have a hashtag. Again, we will put it down below. Is K and J mYak KAL. Couldn't be any easier. And you can post it on social media, Instagram, Facebook. We will find you and trying to highlight. And we have a couple of people helping us on the Ravelry group as well. You can post pictures, anything else. Now you can really knit everything. I mean, there is no rule. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. There is no real rule about it. If you want to knit any of the Isabell Kramer design, by all means do. If you want to join just because you want to knit along with something else, we will not kick you out.
And that was one of the best things and the most generous thing about you right off the bat, was that, you said any yarn and any pattern. And I just felt like, that was something I wanted to be a part of. So
yeah, my mom actually, before this, I was sitting outside knitting, just trying to relax and not be nervous. And my mom, she's a crocheter. She lives with us as well. And she came out with this yarn she had she doesn't even remember where she got it. And she had printed a knitting pattern, and she's gonna knit. I mean, she's knitted a little bit here and there, so she's going to join it as well.
Is she doing the Dingley now?
No, she's just going to knit a hat.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, but
You want me to get you a little bit more nervous? Isabel is watching.
Karen told us before. I know.
All right, sorry, I just saw that. Hi, Isabel.
Isabel.
And somebody's asking for a picture of the yak. I think we know if you go on our website www.myak.it, you will see lots of those. But so again, any patterns and any yarn as well. Brownie points if you get yarn from mYak. But by all means, again, we are just here to enjoy a nice summer together. We will go live from different locations. Isabel doesn't know, but I'm actually going to try to meet up with her at the end of June if she's there. So, maybe we can go live from there. We'll see how things are. I'm definitely going to be in Italy. I'll take you on vacation with maybe Isabel. I see you too, Isabel. And, and we are like, Isabella, so shall we talk about patterns and designs? So what are you going to cast on? Yeah.
I just wanted to say one more thing, because I know some people don't do Ravelry and they don't do Instagram either. A lot of our viewers, a big chunk of them are our age or older, and they just don't do social media. So we're trying to use on our channel the community tab. And so I post about the KAL and people can comment. The only thing is that they cannot post pictures. So if you email us or hashtag your pictures, then I can highlight them. Or if you want something posted on the community tab, I can post it there. It won't be like a Ravelry chat, but it'll be fun for the people who just don't do Ravelry and don't do social media.
Yeah. So there's like tons of ways that you can join us. Kim is very good at reposting things. So just email them, go on their YouTube channels. You will see there is an email that you can email and say, hey, highlight me, please, or anything. And we take anything, really.
Yeah, I highlighted 2 people today. Let's see.
Sorry, yes.
And now I'm moving the table. Sorry. I highlighted Jody Engel and Lois Gass today. So I don't know if they saw that. I posted about them on our community tab. So
yeah. So let's do, before we go into the specific of what we need for the KAL, let's do what I'm wearing. And you start.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Sabela, and Felicia knitted it. It's hers. Thank goodness she likes to knit large sizes because they're all tiny here. So I was like, will anything fit me? So can you come in and tell us what you knitted it with?
I knitted it with Kupa in 2 different colorways, in your emerald green and in the charcoal. And I cheated and I put mohair in it because I love mohair.
She loves
mohair in everything. This was the test knit that you got me involved in, Paula, and it was an absolute pleasure to knit. So we've had it on display here in the store.
Come in a little bit more so we can see you.
Numerous people have knit it just the way it is with the mohair in Kupa, and now they're doing it in the combination also of silk and Kupa combined. Yeah. So you can make a summer version, make a winter version. It's really versatile. You can make it solid. You can make it in 2 colors. So it was fun.
I love too how Felicia just this last bit on the neck and at the ends of the sleeves on the bottom of the hem is a slightly different color. And she did that with mohair, but you could do that by choosing one more little skein, and just I love that little tiny bit of difference is just beautiful.
Yeah.
For letting me wear it.
And we know that Felicia wants to put more hair. If she can put more hair in a cup of coffee in the morning, she would probably.
Exactly.
It's like everywhere. Amy, can you nod? I know that you're there. Can you let me know if we can show the slide of the Sabela? We just switched we can switch the Sabela before. So we are going to share our screen just for a minute. So you can see the Sabela sweater a little bit better, because I know that sometimes on the screen is not so easy. So bear with us with the technology. So this is the Sabela pullover that Isabel has actually designed for our knitting retreat. We were supposed to have a wonderful knitting retreat last year with Isabel, and this is one of the designs that she had created, but unfortunately because of COVID, we could not go ahead. So what we did a virtual retreat, which was amazing as well, and this is the pattern. The good news is that we actually have knitting retreat coming in Italy, coming up in at the end of September, the 25th to the 28th. I will link it down below. And we are going to meet with Isabell in the Langhe area in Piemonte. And we just have, I believe, 4 rooms left. It's an amazing trip. If you heard about the mYak retreat, they're pretty good, if I say so. I'm going to be there. Isabell is going to be there. She's knitting away new designs. I think she can say it in the chat whether she really is. But Sabela, and you can, if you want to register and come to Italy with us, by all means, check out on our website. But the Sabela and the Sabela here that Felicia also knit is originally designed with our Kupa yarn, and you have it on the left side or right side, depends on how you watch your screen. You have it in the original colors. And Amy on the other side here, she's wearing the sample that I have. And you can see how, like she did like Felicia, she added a little extra skein. So at the bottom, there is a different color at the bottom. So in this case was the DT with the Samana in the Kupa Baby Yak organic cotton with a little detail in the Avalokita, which is little gray. And Isabell did the Mitra color with the Samana, which is a natural color. Thank you, Amy, for this one. And whoa, of course, I dropped all my sweaters. That's another beauty of the live. So I have the piece that you just saw. You just saw it here. This Amy knit this one for us, and you can see this little detail. So it's fun to just change it up a little bit. And I think when we discussed it with Isabell, I think she ended up changing her original sample as well by adding a little bit of extra color here at the bottom. I mean, this is incredibly nice and soft. Now that I think about it, is super nice, super soft, very good for spring, but also early autumn as well. So that's a nice one. And I love the one that you have on Kim as well.
And
let's talk about
out of the store with it on today. Don't tell Felicia.
Yeah, you can try. Now let's talk about what you're going to. What is the pattern that you chose for the cast on, the first one? Okay. No, let's go with Jonna first. Oh, sorry. There you go.
This one?
No, what pattern did you choose for the, oh, sorry, you're doing what you're wearing. Yes, okay, I take it. I take it, sorry. What are you wearing?
This is the Vaike, a shawl by Isabell Kramer. It's absolutely beautiful. And I love this ribbing detail at the bottom. It's got a cable.
So beautiful.
Cable pattern.
And we will show you a slide in a minute too, but we can talk about it a little bit.
Okay, and this is then the baby yak lace held double. And it's very warm. Why is it so warm in here?
So the original design is in the baby yak lace held double, and this is the oatmeal, which caused the oatmeal to go out of stock quickly, and we just got it. I think we just arrived today, I think.
So soft.
It's so beautiful
and squishy. It is gorgeous. And I'd be happy to watch
it. And it takes 5 skeins, but you can do it in any colors. I think any colors of the baby yak lace held double or the cashmere held double would be fabulous for this shawl. And this was also part of the virtual knitting retreat that we did with Isabell. And I believe you have a sample next to you done with the cashmere, the same shawl. Don't you have it, Jonna, there? A sample in the cashmere. Yeah, you see, we have all of these assistants all around. It's so incredible.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm just here in my bedroom doing this.
They're both incredibly soft.
Can you bring it back close, a little bit closer to the camera? Maybe not much, so we can see. Yeah, perfect. So we can see a little bit of the design. So this one is with the Raku Fiocco di Cashmere. So it's whether you choose the baby yak or the cashmere, it's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Amy, do you think you could show that slide? Yep. You see? So this is how the Vaike Shawl looks on Isabell and one of our test knitter with the 5 skins, and it's really beautiful. And I think the beautiful, is a very, very big, generous shawl, and you can wrap yourself in. And once there is an interesting, very interesting stitch. We just selected some of the colors here. And for all of these things, you can find the yarn directly at Pick Up Every Stitch if you are local, or even if you call Felicia and Karen are happy to help, or any of our retailers, or on our website as well. Whatever is more convenient for you, wherever you are. We ship from Italy and we ship from New York. So wherever we are, if you want to get a yarn for the KAL, though, just hurry up and order now to make sure that we can ship on time. So that was what we are wearing, or what they are wearing. And should I say what I'm wearing? Look at that. Let me see.
Yes.
But that is one of the reasons why we call the knit along the Dingley Dell KAL, because that was the first sample, the first design that the 3 of us have chosen. I have a little bit of an advantage because I'm already wearing it. I don't have to knit it. So this is the Dingley Dell by Isabell Kramer. Let me get up. It's gorgeous. I think it's one of my favorite pieces, and has a little story behind it. And then I will shut up for a few minutes and let you talk. But when Isabell was doing launched the test knit for this sample, Amy decided to join the test knit. We discussed about the colors, and she chose the 2 of my favorite colors in the Kupa yarn, which are the Lazia, which is like a purpley, and Rosa, which is the pink. I'm a pink lady. So she's knitting it. I love every single detail about it. Amy, do you want to pull up the slides so people can just see that instead of me talking about it? And so she knitted, and when she came to meet with me and show me this beautiful sample, I was just drooling about it, and I kept saying, oh, this is really pretty. I wish I had it. Can you knit another one for me? My birthday is coming up. That was last June. And she said, I love it. For myself, she put it on. She looked great on it. I put it on. I felt so comfortable, and I thought, this is so much me, with all these little details, the stripe, the colors. Anyway, so I thought, okay, maybe one day I'll knit my version. I will do it. And a few weeks later, it was actually my birthday, and Amy came with a beautiful wrap package and said, happy birthday. And that's the Dingley Dell. So this is a gift. It's not just a sample, it's really a sign of friendship that we have. And I just love it. I just wear it all the time. It's one of my favorite pieces that I own of knitwear. So that's the story behind my sample. But there are so many different color combinations. And as you can see in this picture here, I think, Kim, this is your color combination.
Yes, that's my color combination. That's my swatch.
That's your swatch. So let's talk about you. So you chose also the Dingley Dell for the KAL. Yes. And you have it there, right? So let's talk about that.
Yes, right before we filmed episode 6, right? That's when we had finalized that we were going to do the KAL, and we hadn't even picked out our yarn yet, and we wanted to show it at the end of that video. So we went in the back room, and Felicia, and we've heard so many comments from our viewers that they call, and everybody is so helpful. Felicia, Karen, Emily, can't even remember everybody's names, Beth, everybody's so helpful. And Felicia immediately pulled these 2 colors out, and well, first the pink. And we were thinking of, and then I said, well, what do you think? She knows me. Jonna knows the name of the yak that it created. No, I'm just kidding. That created the yarn, but I don't. I just say I like that color. Does it work for this pattern? So yeah, she picked these out, and I just knew that was exactly what I wanted to knit, and so I'm so excited. And I did my swatch. I did my swatch with the rib with the contrast color in it. Oh, you saw it in the picture. And then I started with the needle size that was recommended, and everybody knows now I'm a tight knitter. So I went up another needle size, and then I was in France when I was doing it, and I didn't have the in-between size, and I went up to US 7, and that ended up being the right gauge for me. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to cast on.
Yeah. So that is, and I love it's funny because I think if I were to knit a sample, or get somebody to knit a second one and give me a gift, you know, I'm very good at that, it seems. I would choose the same color combination. I think the oranges, so is the Dakini. This is the baby yak silk instead of the baby yak organic cotton that you have seen in this one. They are light fingering, both of them. So one has silk and one has cotton. And the cotton one is much softer than you think as well. A lot of people don't want to, you know, to knit with cotton. But that would be so much that when I saw your swatch, we immediately uploaded a kit in these two colors because I said, oh my God, those are my colors. And that's for the reason I love you too. I'm like, you know, we are like same mind in color wise. So it's, and it's true that Felicia and Karen are very good with color combination. But we saw a lot of other color combination, and Jonna, you choose, which is really funny, I think, to see what you what the two of you choose is so different, and I think that's how you complement each other as well, so well. So let's go for the subtle one.
Yeah, well, and I'm in a blue phase.
She's in a blue phase.
Everything's blue. I don't know. So I chose Indra and Chanda, so a beautiful blue and gray. And I also chose the silk because it has such a beautiful sheen, but you know, when you hold the cotton and the silk next to each other, I mean, the cotton is so soft. Yeah, so there's a little bit of sheen to this, so I thought it was beautiful. And I don't have anything like the Dingley Dell. I don't have any summer knits, so when you suggested a short sleeve v-neck, I thought, oh yeah, that's, you know, I don't have anything like that in my wardrobe. So but I am tempted to do a solid with just the stripe detail at the v-neck and the cuffs and the hem. I'm tempted.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh, that's a very good idea, actually. I love stripes in general, but I think one color with just this detail here would really look good too. And yeah, and then you don't have to really think about colors. But you know, any of the colors that you would pick, whether you do these two colors as well, DT and Mitra in the Kupa yarn would be really well as well. You can't go wrong. I think one of the things about our colors is that we're trying to make a palette that works, all of the yarn work together, because we cannot do gazillion of colors. So we don't want to have people, you know, having so much problem in choosing colors. But this also, as you're in the blue phase, this is the Yumtso and the Samana. That just, you know, is a nice contrast as well. You could do the Avalokita, which is the gray. When did I put it? Somewhere. It's probably dropped.
I chose again. I would probably choose these two. I love these two.
The Lazia and the Diti, right? No, yes.
Delso and Indra.
Oh, sorry, you're with Gelso and Indra. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Gelso and Indra. Oh. Look at that. Yes, you can show them together. That's beautiful as well. Well, you can just knit another one.
Exactly. So
you can just keep knitting and knitting and knitting, and who knows, it's going to be no end to knit along. The two pink, you have the Samsara and Ananda, right?
A pink phase a while ago. She was in a pink phase, so this would be her pink phase choice.
Pink or blue? I'm good. I don't know.
But also with the Gelso, if you look again, I love the purple. The Gelso and the Ananda would also look quite good together. I mean, anything, I think. But also, if you don't like pinks, you could do the green. Like a lot of people like the green, yeah? The green with the Fieno, the Olivo with the Fieno, which I don't know if I have here.
It's gorgeous.
Those. Yeah.
Is that what you have too?
Olivo.
Yeah. Olivo and Fieno.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So that, I mean, this is just for the Dingley Dell, but let's move on to another pattern that I actually have the Fjolla here that I just dropped on the floor, and I just picked it up. I know we talked about the Fjolla, but and you saw the picture of the original oatmeal version, but I have one here in black, which is amazingly beautiful. Again, Amy has made this one. And if you just want a sweater that you can put on jeans, on top of dresses or anything else, the Fjolla is amazingly beautiful. And I think Karen, can you pop in and show us the the version that you just finished in the Tibetan cashmere? Let's talk about it. Tell us about it.
I saw the pattern the day it came out and had to start knitting it right away. And so I finally finished it. It was a fantastic knit. The pattern is written beautifully. I love the yarn. I chose 2 strands of the cashmere held together in the lace weight, yes, and it just feels great. And I'm gonna live in this sweater.
And that is in the Rakufyako di cashmere. I have the natural one, but yeah, that's a little cashmere label that we have with a little goat.
You don't want to put it down.
I almost tried to wear it, and she said, "No,
I just finished it yesterday. I couldn't."
Yeah, we were here on Tuesday, and she showed it to us, and the one sleeve wasn't finished yet. And she said, "I hope I can finish this in time." She did.
So there's a lot of people that chose different. We have somebody that chose the Emsworth, other people that chose other pattern as well. But let's show. Amy is showing us something. Yes, Amy, you can go ahead. What is the next one that we want to see? Let me see. I have a list. Believe it or not, we've done Sabela. Do you want to show? I think the next one that we want you to show is the Tiberius Sweater. So the Tiberius Sweater, which you have just behind you. Yeah. And Amy will, as soon as she can, she will share the slide that she is super perfection of. So the Tiberius Feather was also knit originally in mYak yarns. This one is knit in our Tibetan Cloud, which is a light decay weight, and it comes in big skeins of 100 grams. And this is a Tibetan sheep wool. Again, very soft, no itchy at all, because you went through the same dehairing process that the cashmere and the baby yak go through. So all of that coarse, the hair that are itchy and, not so good. I mean, as much as people love, of course, that type of wool as well, and is not there. I cannot have anything itchy against my skin if I wear any other, wool. I'm not happy, but this one is particularly soft. Again, Isabel really loves the natural colors. So this one is knit in Wild Daisy as the main color, and with Cannella and I believe Salice Grigio as a contrast. But and that's the sample that we have there as well. So so that would be these are the skeins. These are upside down, sorry for the light, but these are the skin. It's very nice, very soft as well, and it's good for a lot of other things. And that would be a nice way to try, because it doesn't take, it's 100 grams for 300 meters, 328 yards. There's a lot of samples that we made of Isabel that are knit in this one, and I think actually. Maybe we can show the last slide. I know that Amy actually has to run. So I want to show the slide of the Kyler, if we can. Felicia, do you have the Kyler there as well? The Kyler is knit with 3 skeins of Tibetan. So in a second, I think you have that. So this is the Kyler shawl, and it's knit in only 3 skeins of the Tibetan Cloud, which is perfect for for a knit along, because then the budget is limited. I mean, it's contained, let's put it away, and you can choose with any of the beautiful colors that we have, whether you want a natural, you want a pink, you want a yellow, or a darker version for the fall. Thank you, Amy. And so you can see actually Kim We're doing quite well with those technology. Look at that. So Kim has that shawl. In a way, it's a similar effect of the Vaike Shawl. It's just a different weight. And you're going to die of heat there. You're going to...
Just for a second.
But it's that, it's kind of, and does it feel like soft? You don't have to say yes if it isn't.
Oh, it's soft, yes. No, it's amazingly soft. And I'm not really a shawl person, but this is making me want to knit a shawl right now.
That is, yeah, I know you prefer sweaters as well. It's, what was the pattern of the green cashmere sweater? Oh, somebody's asking. That's the Fjolla. That is the Fjolla sweater in the cashmere, in the Raku cashmere under the tree. But thank you, Karen, for or whoever is answering all of our chat. It's a lot of question coming. So, but why a KAL? I know that we can talk about some of the other samples in a minute, but let's take a break from samples. Otherwise, it looks like advertising, which I don't want it to be. So, what do you like to knit? The two of you.
You can go first. You want me to go first?
I think I just started out as a sweater knitter because it was just this, a big project, and I don't know. I didn't want to start out with something small, I guess. I just wanted to jump in with both feet. So I jumped in as a sweater knitter, but I knit toys. I've knit some shawls, one blanket, one baby blanket. Yeah, I'm getting into some summer knits, so that's new for me. And socks. I love to knit socks.
Yeah.
My sock mojo is a little not so great right now, but yeah, we've been busy with the podcast and making some tanks for my girls, and yeah, just
yeah.
Well, so it's not that you are like I would say a mono something knitter where you only knit sweaters or you only knit shawl. This is very nice.
I'm the oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. that's my problem. I think I want to knit everything. And a dear friend reminds me that, Jonna, you can't knit everything, so just don't.
Why not? Why not?
You can't knit everything. Don't stress.
Well, one thing she said recently, I think in episode 6, right, that there's things that she wants to knit, but she doesn't want to wear. And then there's other things that she wants to wear that she doesn't necessarily want to knit. They're kind of like boring. It's all stockinette. It's a practical, like something that a yummy, crew neck sweater, but she doesn't want to knit it. Yeah. Now for me, and I've said this in our YouTube channel, but I started out just knitting baby things, but I started knitting flat seamed. That's how I learned. So that doesn't scare me. My first top down thing was just more recently in the last few years. And what I do is I fall in love with a sample or a picture of something, not necessarily a yarn, but an actual object. And I'm typically monogamous, and I knit that object till it's finished. Now, I have a couple objects going now just because one is winter and I don't feel like knitting it. But typically I fall in love with a project and I want to wear it. And so I knit it till it's finished. And that's just what I do. Or I want to give it to somebody. Right. I knit things for friends' babies. And now I'm going to use mYak. It's beautiful. It's so soft. Just make sure they know how to wash it. Right.
But for me, it's different. I just, I see something, besides, of course, we work with different designers and we have beautiful collaborations. But sometimes I just see a sample and I say, a photo like you do, and I just fall in love and I'm thinking, am I going to wear it? I think, also we were like knitting different samples, but I was not wearing them because I was afraid. We had events and I wanted the samples to be perfect. So I had a stack of things that I didn't ever wear, not once, because I thought they're just for the show. And I really had to get over it and say, these are things that I want to wear every day. And I want to show people that you can wear them and use them and still hang them. Mm-hmm. When I bring them back from an event, I do wash them. So if people think they're going to wear, I shower as well. So it's but I think I think for each piece that we show, it's now something that I would personally wear. And of course, I have to get out of my comfort zone as well and try to go with colors that I would not normally wear. Like now that I see the Karen that knit the Fjolla in the under the tree, just reminding me that we have this beautiful sample from Julie Hoover that just came out. Actually, it's coming out. And is knit in the Urban Nature in the mYak lace cell double, which is similar. And it was Amy who said, "Why don't you knit it? Why don't you do it in Urban Nature? You don't have anything in green." I'm like, green, I'm not sure if I want to wear it. And now I'm in love. Now I'm in a green mood. So I think I'm with you, Kim, about what you want to wear. But I see, Jonna, you also do like small things. I mean, the other day we were just talking, we were just chatting, and you were doing a swatch, and the swatch turned into a little handkerchief.
Well, yeah, that was the plan. I thought, oh, I don't love to swatch. I rarely swatch. I just jump in. But I thought, oh, why don't I saw your little kerchief. And I just thought this was just the cutest thing. So I thought, well, why don't I make a kerchief and that'll be my gauge swatch? But I ended up making a garter stitch kerchief. So it wasn't my gauge swatch, but I love it anyway. And I knit it out of the Indra. And it is one of my favorite little accessories. And I feel so polished when I wear it.
Yeah, and we mentioned that actually in the video that we filmed and we aired on Tuesday morning. We never film and air on Tuesday morning, so that was odd. But if people want to join the knit along and they're already in the middle of a bunch of projects and just want to join and knit something small, knit a little neckerchief or something little like that in mYak,
and it's so drapey and it just stays put because it's
this and Felicia can talk about her sample, but this sample is a 1 year old and it just is perfect. It's nothing. I mean, I should, it's like weird to show you my armpit, but I mean, it doesn't peel. It's just, here I am on YouTube Live, showing my armpits. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I think actually have a couple of people asking what is the Ravelry group. The Ravelry group is, if I'm not wrong, is knit with Kim and Jonna.
Knit together with Kim and Jonna.
And we'll put the link down below. And somebody's asking again, what is the pink for the Dingley Dell that we have shown? We show a lot of pink. It was, we did the Ananda with so was Ananda with Samsara, I believe, at one point. If it was the mYak silk, I think we did those two. And with it, I did quite a bit. So you will have to go back and watch it once again. I don't think we remember what we're talking about. And can you tell what the pink? Oh, so that was a question. And you can find more on our website. And if you watch, also you can hear more if you watch Kim and Jonna's YouTube episode going forward as well, I'm sure. I had a few questions for you prepared, and of course I had them, and then I'm like, oh, where's my piece of paper? I don't remember. But I like how the conversation is just flowing. But yeah, one of the questions was, what possessed you to start a YouTube channel?
Well, a lot of my friends see me knit. I bring my knitting everywhere, and a lot of people would ask me, can you teach me to knit? Can you teach me to knit? Can you teach me to knit? And then I found out that Jonna was knitting. We met one day at Whole Foods, and I was knitting, and she didn't know that I knew how to knit, and then she was just learning how to knit. And just a couple years later, we just decided, it was actually right before COVID, the January, right before COVID hit, we decided to have little knitting groups in our homes. And so twice a month we would meet, once at my house and once at her house, and we called it Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. And so people would come and sit in a circle and bring their knitting and talk about what they're knitting. And we had like 20, 25 people every time. We had maybe 3 or 4 meetings, and then COVID hit and we had to shut down. So then you can take over. How did that become a channel?
I mean, I love to watch podcasts and I love to watch YouTube videos on knitting. I could watch them all day. I have learned so much, and it's so, I love some of them for their entertainment value. I love some of them for, their educational value. So I just thought, wouldn't it be awesome to have a YouTube channel? Because I love to talk about knitting. But it was pretty funny. My, of course, I would be talking about the sheep and and my dad's like, yeah, well, it's a good thing you have Kim, because if it were two of you, no one would watch.
Oh, no.
Hi, Dad.
What was worked out really well is we are so different. What we love is that our friendship shines through, first of all. We are truly, I think Jonna is one of the best friends I've ever had. A mutual friend introduced us, and I'm just so blessed.
Because we have so much in common, and we actually do have so much in common. We're just creatively very different, I think. Yeah. I'm very process-driven. She's very project-driven. I like to wear beige and solid colors, and she drives the flower beetle. And
I'm like really outgoing, and Jonna is more, just more quiet and introspective, and I call her the knitting philosopher, and she's super, super smart, and I just kind of go with the flow.
And honestly, even my son-in-law asked me for advice about the channel, which I thought was so endearing, that they sat down and watched, our knitting channel. But, it really is successful because Kim's aesthetic, she really had in mind what she wanted this YouTube channel to look like. And she didn't know how to do video editing, but I think because she had this image in her head, she just thought, okay, well, this is what I need to learn to be able to produce this image that's in my head. And I don't even know how we came up with the bloopers. I think I suggested, let's put the bloopers at the end, which, they're my husband's favorite part. He fast forwards to the bloopers. And which always
okay, that's what you say. Let's watch the birds.
Yeah, let's watch the bloopers.
But one of the best things, I think, I'm very decisive. I make decisions and I make it happen. I write it down and it happens. And Jonna, though, I've learned that she takes a time to process and really think. I'll ask her, what do you think about this? And she's like, I don't care. And then a few days later, she'll have thought about it, and then she'll say, actually. And so literally the day before we were going to film our first episode, I imagined us sitting with a table in front of us, as many YouTube channels have. Yeah. And so I sent her like a sample. I had filmed it with my granddaughter, and she said, I don't know. A couple days later, she said, I think maybe we should not have the table in front of us. And I think that was brilliant. Yeah. And I thought to myself, this is both of our channel, and I don't know everything. And so I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. And I think because we don't face a table, that's why people feel like they're sitting in our living room knitting with us. Yeah. Because we're just sitting there knitting.
And we do knit on camera. Yeah. We are actually really knitting.
Yeah. So it made it more casual.
I don't know how you do that. Yeah, I can hardly speak and just look at my phone for something else. I have no idea how you can talk and knit and everything. I love the fact that your episodes are so nicely curated, which is completely different from ours. I'm one woman show with Amy, of course, help with the technology. And at the beginning we wanted to curate them and everything else, and then I thought, let me just go live. That's me. I'm more immediate. You see what you get, or you get what you see. I don't know how you say it, but anyway, that's me. And I think with all of that, me dropping the samples, everything else, me telling my husband to just lower his voice, is all natural. But it's just different style for sure.
If it were up to me, the pictures would be poorly lit, and I'd be in my slippers in my bedroom, and but she has really helped me up my game, and she wants things to look a certain way, so I've really, really tried to,
But for the most part, I don't edit out that much. Sometimes it's hard to find bloopers. I edit out when we turn on the camera because we're reaching forward, and I edit out the end. And if I notice there's something that we're talking about that's long-winded that we don't need, maybe I'll edit out that. Yeah. But we really I just let the camera go, and we use most of our footage, actually.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But it does come out as very natural and very, very, very beautiful.
But I definitely knew I wanted to put in pictures close up, because sometimes I get frustrated when people are talking about things and I can't see it in detail. So I definitely knew, Jonna knows the day I'm editing, I need a picture of this, I need a picture of that, I need a picture of this.
Yeah.
And then I can, zoom in really close. You can see the stitches, you can see the texture, and you can even see the bloom of the yarn, which I love.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why we opted today, to show the samples better, as much as you have to go in and out to share the screen. I hope that people enjoy that part. I think it was easier to see some of the sample as well up close. I know you have a couple of other samples. I believe you have the Rosa shawl and cowl in front of you, done with the baby yak medium. We were talking about the baby yak, yeah. So these are the natural colors of the baby yak medium. This is, of course, another of Isabell's design.
On any more knitwear.
Somebody was asking whether Isabell has patterns so good for beginners. This is a perfect samples of how can you put your hand back up there perfectly. I mean,
she wakes up with it like that.
I take a shower, I wash my hair, and the first day I style it down, and the next day I wake up and it's standing on end. So I just go with it.
She wakes up like that.
Right, look at me. I can try. I wanted. The first time I saw you with your purple hair, I thought, I want that too. I show a picture of you with my daughter and she said, can you do that? I said, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can pull it together. I don't think I can pull it.
Yes, you can.
Pull it off. Sorry, that was the word. But going back to that cowl, that is, we love this one because it's knit with the three colors, the three natural colors, the oatmeal, the chocolate, and the desert. And that's one of the beauty of our yarns, is that we do not we only over dye the colors. We don't bleach, so it's really not a lot of chemicals. So not only are ethically sourced in Tibet, but we also really take care of the environment. We work with mills that really take care of things, how things are done. So every step of the chain is very important and very clean and just, as we like to say. And we like to say that we are not a yarn brand, but we are a social venture, and we happen to end up producing yarn because that was the idea we came up with. And I think I appreciate in your episode 6, so you're actually telling the story, and you tell it so beautiful. I was actually sitting and say, look at that. I think we can hire Jonna and Kim as our spokespeople. That you said it's so beautiful with the images. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
And I know that I didn't learn to knit with YouTube channels or anything, so I didn't watch anything on YouTube. And Jonna started telling me the first channel she told me about was Fruity Knitting, and that's how I first heard about mYak. And I watched that episode. Is it episode 56? We've linked it in our videos.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's something. Yeah,
I just fell in love with your whole mission and how you're just everything about the yarn, how it's produced, how you're helping the nomadic people in Tibet. I just fell in love with it. So I could not even believe that I got to meet you. And now that we get to build a little friendship and work on this together is so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not been about the people and the animals, but about the environment too, which is great.
Yeah. I think for us, whatever we do, all of the principles that have and understand are very important. And I know that it takes a little bit longer to get a yarn. Not always the colors are available, and we cannot produce 10,000 colors every season. We cannot change things, but that's what we are, and that's what we do. We put all of our passion, and both myself and Andrea Dominici, who is the co-founder and lives in Italy, and is a veterinarian. If you want to, I think you were telling the story. I think that's everything we are is about supporting the Tibetan communities and their traditional way of style. So for us, that's the most important. If you get the yarn, if you buy the yarn, if you support us in that way or in any other way, we are happy. But if not, if you're here just for the ride, that's good too. The important thing is that we have developed that friendship, and we have the love and support of this wonderful community.
Yeah, and we had a few viewers, because we always say if you have any suggestions, and a few viewers have said over the past 6 months, you should do a KAL, you should do a knit along, you should do a KAL, and we've talked about different things, but nothing really like.
Right, we just weren't sure.
Jonna just talked recently about how she needs to have that spark to knit
of
something,
inspiration.
And as soon as you approached Jonna about collaborating, I just felt like this is our KAL. We hadn't even talked about a KAL yet, but I just thought this is what we need to do. And we're a little nervous because we talked about how I've participated in one KAL and I never figured out how to get into the Ravelry group. So I knitted the thing. It was just a little hat. And you have never done a KAL before?
I just did my first KAL, Tank You Next KAL, the little tank that I wore in episode 6. Yeah, it was my first KAL that I actually completed. I think I've joined a few. But, you know, until we had to start our group, I really didn't know how the Ravelry groups and the discussion boards worked. It wasn't super intuitive to me, but now I see
we're figuring it out.
And and fortunately, I mean,
I think we are figuring things out together. I'm not a Ravelry person as well. I just go in, see comments, try to do it. But I think, we will figure it out. I think, and I think that's the beauty, is that people are eager to help and give suggestions. So any suggestion, any feedback, send it away. There's so gazillion of people method and ways of reaching out to us, and we're all very approachable. I'm very shy and real person, so if you see me, I might not be like this. It's easier to be behind my computer in the comfort of my bedroom, and that's why for me it was actually quite intimidating to speak to the two of you after I watched the podcast. And I said, can I approach that? Can I say something? So, I know. And it's like, so, what is in our mind and what the reality is so different. But anyway, I think we talked you asked me at the beginning, how long do you think we're going to talk for? And I said, well, normally it's like an hour, and an hour is already it flew by. Wow. And we already been chatting for an hour. We only show some of the samples, but by all means, go on our websites. You can see we have more than 22 samples by Isabell that we knit up on a yarn. Of course, Isabella has many, many more. She just keeps churning them up beautifully, one more than the other. I have here actually a cardigan. It's called the Beaufort cardigan that we have not even shown anybody because the sample is so new. That's done in Tibetan Cloud. It's also very pretty.
Oh, beautiful.
We didn't have time to photograph or anything, but that's going to be nice for fall. So, and Isabell has so many designs. So any design you choose or anything else, and any advice that you need about the yarn, you can actually put comments down below under this chat. If you watch the chat again, you can reach out to Kim and Jonna on their YouTube channel. The community tab, I think their community tab is going to be much more active time. For sure. And any other ways that you want to reach out to us. I think this is, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that, we try to answer, if there's a specific question, we will answer, whether it's in Instagram or on our channel, but also in Ravelry, we do have another moderator, and it's Beth Craftivist. She works here.
And she is an amazing, the talent in this room is unbelievable. So I think, that our comfort level was so great doing this KAL with you because, you're an expert in so many things, and Karen and Felicia, just technical. When I come in here with a knitting question, there's no like, oh, well, no, everyone knows what they're doing here. And Beth is phenomenal, and she's very active on Ravelry.
Oh, what's her name? What's her
NY
name?
Craft, I think.
NY Craft.
Yeah, you will see her. So
NY Craft, I think.
On Ravelry, yes.
On Ravelry.
You will see her as a moderator in the Ravelry group. Thank God she's there answering some of the gauge and everything else question, because I'm like, and but I wanted to also, thank you, Felicia and Karen, for keeping the store open for this chat, for always being there with any question that people have. since we start launching this idea of the knit along, of course, people are buying on the website because we have a customer from all over the world, but people have been calling and they had nothing, people that had nothing but positive comments on the customer service they have received from Karen and Felicia as well. So I'm really touched to be working with them, and as much as we love all of the retailers that we work with, and if you want to buy and support the yarn to the retailers, please do so. But know that this is a special place to us. They have tons of our samples. So you see my bedroom has this, but all of the samples live at Pick Up Every Stitch as well. And so it's, they have a lot of other yarns as well that you can sort of, skip through and, if you really have to look at anything else. But they are special. They are really special people, like no one else. So I just wanted to say a special thank you to Pick Up Every Stitch for supporting this KAL as well. Karen and Felicia, do you want to say hi? Just come in and say hi and goodbye.
Thank you, Paola. Thank you, everybody that's called us. And
this is the team right here. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I wouldn't be a knitter if it weren't for these two.
We wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for these two.
No. We feel the love, and we're just so grateful to be able to help all you guys. It's so much fun.
Yeah, anything that we do.
So,
more than
the idea is we are going to launch the KAL on the 2nd now, not on the 1st, as I mentioned. That's my mistake. We will change everything to let people know. We will launch it on the 2nd. The KAL goes from the 2nd of June and until the 31st of August. So you have 2 months to really do and chat and everything else. If you need the yarn, please order really this week. Now, just go back and order the yarn today so that you can get it on time. If you don't find the colors that you want, you can just start, you have to wait. You have to be patient and wait a little bit longer. You can just, swatch for something else. And any pattern, and we will try. We have lots of surprises. We have giveaways, we have prizes, we have guests coming, we have different knit nights from different locations. So we have it all. We just have to put it together. And but above all, we have you guys. You guys watching are what makes this special. So this group is is really impressed that we have all of these followers now and doing this. So I just wanted to say thank you from our little brand and the rest of my team who is, so amazed that this is happening. I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for coming up live with us today. I know it's getting and we did it.
So happy. And please don't forget to our viewers, please subscribe to the mYak YouTube channel, put on your notifications, subscribe to their Instagram, and we're so grateful we didn't have to run this live event, and it's on your channel. So if our viewers want to see these things, they have to.
We'll post on the Pick Up Every Stitch Instagram too, so you can join our Instagram as well.
Yes,
and you'll see
by all means, and we will put all the links below from Kim and Jonna, for us, for Pick Up Every Stitch, all of the website, the samples that we talked about, the Ravelry group, the KAL, everything is going to be there. Not now, tomorrow. Possibly, just need to find the time to do it.
Right.
And remember, just to check back, subscribe to both channels, and we will see you at the next episodes, and we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Ciao, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.